All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to VRML Channel 3. That's right. So many important games happening today that we're all finding ourselves now on all the channels filled up here on VRML this Friday evening. So we are ready to begin here soon. These two teams coming in, Flatliners and Blitz. Now, there are some important stakes, as has been the running theme, really, across the week. So all these matches mattering more and more, and towards making the rookie finals, towards making the overall finals here in Master League. So with these two teams here, Flatliners and Blitz, they're both in the running here. A lot of matches coming underway, so it's kind of a photo finish, as Dimwee mentioned in the streams earlier, where we're just trying to figure out by the end of it, once scores get submitted, you know, what this season and what the rookie finals are going to be looking like here going into the weekend. So lots of exciting stuff for sure. See area right there in the chat. Go Heezy, actually. Go Heezy, check it out. Well, what's up? Thanks for joining today. Trying to organize myself a little bit here and get Dimwee's list pulled up wherever it may be. For those who didn't tune into Channel 1 and may not have seen, I just caught kind of towards the end there, game of Team Joker. Just broke the record, scoring record in 2 rounds at that. Insanity coming in at 46 points in 2 rounds against Project Mayhem. Pretty ridiculous, to be honest. Now that said, round 1 about to begin. Flatliners and Blitz. Why is that up? Whoops-a-daisy. It's not a timeout. Don't worry about that. So first joust is underway, as we have Blitz with the disc. It's Tall Robert having it taken by Mango. It's Mango looking for a pass to Mr. Natebro, and Mr. Natebro couldn't find the shot, but the rebound will be found, as well as a put back by Sam Randy. Getting the first couple points for Flatliners here. So nice opening score there for them. Yeah, missed the first attempt, but just good positioning will get them the put back. And that's what you really do like to see. So Tall Robert with a grab now here, sending it over to Crispier Fries. Crispy sending it sideways to Bean. Bean right back to Crispy, but a little bit too far on the pass, so Crispy retains it. Not for too long. Mr. Natebro is there for the grab. Sends it right into the bubble. There's the stacks coming in hot from multiple players on both of the teams, as Bean finds that angle on the tunnel. Nice bounce clear actually being sent the way of Blitz and into the Flatliners zone. Now it's taken here by Tall Robert. A tall order dodging through 3 different defenders to find that goal. Had the initial duo that he just slipped right underneath, and then the goalkeeper taking him on a one-on-one right at the kneecaps. So that's a great score there for Blitz to start off their round. Nice plays all around. All right, so on this launch, it's going to be sent to Mr. Natebro. Mr. Nate, now it's going to be taken by Crispy, actually, that is to say. Right back the way of Nate, but kind of too fast for him to catch up to, at least immediately. So he's going to retreat into goal, trying to wait for the teammates perhaps to get back on the disc, and they do. So nice recovery there and good recognition. You know, had to make that flash decision. Do I dive out for that disc, or do I cover the goal and wait for my teammates to hopefully boost there? And the right decision was made. Mr. Nate just passed his hands, though, so Tall Robert gets the disc. Robert backing it out here towards midline, and taken by Synth. Synth has Crispier Fries attached and then kind of leaving out, and yeah, you can see the positioning, trying to find some passes. Now, a little bit of a risky, kind of unnecessary anchor pass there, perhaps. Will almost result in a turnover. Another duck through move by Tall Robert, but that one's not going to have the same success as the one from just a minute or 2 ago. Yeah, see, a lot of players trying to press those advantages and go for anchored shots, anchor clears, things like that. Definitely, on the whole, tougher to be accurate with those. Not impossible, certainly, but just it's not the most natural maneuver. So if you go for those ones, definitely got to make sure that you're confident that you can get those with accuracy. Now that said, confident that they're going to get the grab back at least and take the disc back with 7 minutes remaining still, and tied up here 2 apiece in the first round. Both teams in a position where they're just trying to find some traction. Not really a lot of goals being scored yet, and just back and forth play continuing here as Sam gets stunned out by Bean. Bean takes the disc over, but has to be careful because there's a boosted defender on the way. That said, Boombox gets some leeches, or at least attempts to. And a nice leech as well as a punch there coming in from Synth. Going to result in the Crispy 3. And Fry on Friday finding the 3-point play along the way for the 5-2 lead here for Blitz. Really nice job to get them back on the board once again after almost 2 minutes since that last joust. All right, so on this launch, it's going to be past the hands, but of one defender, not the second. Oops, I forgot to turn my stream mode back on, so I guess I got to get that on in a second. As that bounce shot is going to go right off the backboard, rebounded by Boombox. Not a lot of time to spare. It does get that one. Not too much of an issue, so gets that off to Crispy or Fries. Crispy dodging, ducking, maneuvering, trying to find all of these moves we can see from Blitz. Really throwing in between Roberts and Crispy there. Throwing in all the moves before finding the goal. Bean scored once again for Blitz as they take the 7th point now on their side. Flatliners still stuck at 2, but they still have 5:35 left, which is to say all the time in the world, really. All right, so round 1 still here, continuing now. Will be grabbed off by Boombox on the QB. Has some players at mid kind of lurking, waiting for him to bring it up. Sends it over to Sam. Sam walking it in. Has to be careful because there's a lot of defenders about to approach. And a rebound here from Mango. Mango working into the backboard back to Sam, but Sam couldn't grab that one. So Crispy Fries will send it back to the midfield again. And looking for some boosts as well. You can see a lot of brawls, just teams trying to deny each other the speed and the positioning. As Tall Roberts tries for a pass, perhaps deep down the midfield, recognizing he had a player there. Some good jukes from Sam now, and Sam looking for a bouncer that will go right to Synth and his hand. So the teammates there, look at how fast they redirected for Blitz. They are really, really quick here today, opening up with some fire and firing off for 3 more. That is a full baked play, baked beans, 10 points now. Blitz finding themselves at a 8-point advantage. Now more than halfway through this round. All right, so Boombox taking this disc over and gonna avoid the Tall Robert interception perhaps, but not able to avoid Crispy and his interception at the midfield. So Bean with a disc again. Is he gonna go for it? It does, but the save coming out the way. Credit to Boombox. Nice play. And see Peasy over there saying Flatliners maybe need to slow it down. And yeah, absolutely. When we go to these kind of plays where one team is a little bit out of sorts as they are here. Mr. Nabro, that's being said, gets the score very nicely. Sometimes all you need is that, right? You need to find the disc, and once you do, slow it down a little bit. Just, one careful reset, careful passing play that they can get you the momentum you need. And just like that, 3.5 minutes left. Flatliners right back in this game. Plenty of time to spare. They're not going to be worried too much at all. So, it could be a momentum builder there. And indeed, another steal maybe. Steal and a punch now, Mr. Nabro. So Bean had it back for a moment. A nice tap over to Randy, but Sam Randy had no one over there at the bubble to pass it to, unfortunately. So it will just be possession back the way of Crispy or Fries, but getting stunned. So I do think the momentum's starting to shift, and for Blitz, they need to be careful because with less than 3 minutes left, you really don't want to give this away when you had control for the first 7 minutes or so. That said, a rebound here, but a great grab from Synth. Now it's going to be off the barrier, right back to Mr. Nabro. Some great hands being shown as they throw hands, trying to get the hands of Mr. Nabro, but he's going to get stunned as well and stolen from as Bean gets a clear that just bounces everywhere. So now Blitz in that position where they really want to find control, really want to slow it down because it's getting tougher by the second as they launch off down the field. Now Flatliners still in position to make a run. They had some good looks at the goal perhaps, but Blitz was able to get back, and now they might be able to score. A bouncer goes the way of Synth, but that's going to bounce off the goalpost. So now into the bubble once more. Will be snagged by Bean. Bean has a couple players there inside the bubble and then one deep in the midfield. That said, that clear, really a good job to avoid that midfield defender going through that tunnel. And now if Flatliners can get there first, which they will, they might have themselves the advantage. But now the defense kind of covering back into the bubble as Flatliners just try to recover the disc, but not going to have a lot of time to do so as Crispier Fries is there with some stuns, gets stunned himself as Mr. Nate Bro slaps it down to Sam. Only a minute and 40 seconds remaining here. They need to get something going, but the defense from Blitz is really aggressive and getting a lot of good attempts, at knocking this disc loose, not really allowing a lot of space for Flatliners to move for too much or for too long, that is to say. So great defense from Blitz here. Definitely true to their name. And will just be continued midfield play as it gets slapped back and forth. And that's really going to be to the disadvantage of Flatliners. They have disc control, but they only have a minute and 10 seconds remaining now off of this drive. And they're still down by 6, so almost going to be in a position where they have to start finding those threes really quickly, because I'm not sure they can score 3 twos in less than a minute at this point. It's really getting down to the wire. Flatliners doing a much better job in the second half of this round, in the last few minutes of this round specifically, to start getting control back and possession back, and really the disc staying on this side of the floor a lot of the time. So that's credit to Flatliners. It's just they haven't been able to score. And a large part of that, certainly to Blitz, for being so aggressive here in the midfield. You can see, look at that. They have no time to work with. They just have to get the disc and then immediate resets and passbacks over and over. So Blitz playing super aggressively and causing a turnover based off that one more time. Shot is going to be fired off, but not on point. Rebound had here by Mango. 15 seconds left. Round 1 is going to be taken by Blitz, but not nearly as comfortable as they maybe would have liked, because they had control for a while and just weathering this this storm as Flatliners tried to come back, just unable to. One more fling, and that's going to be off, but nonetheless, the round over here conceded to Blitz, but not without a fight for sure. So 10-4, round 1. If you will excuse me for just a second, I'll show you the stats. I will be muted for just 30 seconds or so. All right, I realized that was more than 30 seconds. But anyway, we're back. And Blitz here, Flatliners going into round 2 in a second. There's your stats you can see. Pretty even distribution, really, from everyone involved there on the team. So not too shabby at all. But that said, going back to the round start now as we launch. And it's going to be taken pretty easily, at least off the initial touch from Blitz. And they're going to go for that shot immediately. That's an 8-second goal into the first joust of round 2. So nice job to get back on the score sheet again here, and just continuing where they left off essentially. So, all right, round 2 shall continue here. And seeing for Flatliners if they can like mention in the chat there a little bit, calm it down somewhat and just see if they can find some easier opportunities. Blitz is definitely not making it easy, because you can see, on all of these possessions where Flatliners have control as that almost turns into a goal, Blitz is right there playing heavy in the midfield, so there's not really a lot of time or space to work with before Flatliners have been forced to pass it off. That said, an anchor shot being taken there. Rather bold, and it does go directly down center into the hands of Blitz once again, or Flatliners, I should say, off that Blitz attempt as Boombox tries to send that clear. Now let's get stuck at the tunnel here as Sam Randy takes that disc and slings it to the side wall where it will bounce to Bean. Bean looking for a clear, but no, intercepted by Sam Randy. Winds it around his back, looks for that goal, and that's a 3-point from 23 meters out. 3-point hit. That is a great shot being sent by Sam. And with that, they will take a 1-point lead now in the opening minute and a half of this round. So really nice one coming in from Flatliners, gotta say. But nice and easy, looked calm on that shot attempt. So see if this maybe gets Flatliners going here in round 2 with a 1-point lead now. Crispier Fries taking that over and sending it now. Mr. Nate Bro taking that disc over. A little bit of dubstep disc going on for a moment, but it will be taken back by Bean. Now Bean has that left lane, goes clear on through, but unfortunately a midfielder deep behind that bow tie was able to grab it back, and now Boombox passing it over to Mr. Nate. Mr. Nate being stunned, and now dodging, juking, maneuvering. It's Bean looking for a way right down the vine. Do beans grow on vines? I don't think so. Do they? I'm not sure. Anyway, Crispier Fries trying to ground himself for the shot, because I do know potatoes grow in the dirt. I think. All right, so Crispier Fries gets back on the scoreboard, and that's good for Blitz. They'll take the 1-point lead right back now, and you know, not a lot of scoring here to open up the first, or not a lot of I should say slowed down scoring. You know, it's a lot of these kind of breakaway plays unfolding, and oh no, Nightbot, why you gotta be so rude? Sorry about that. Go easy. Does that sometimes. Anyway, that's why I demodded Nightbot on Channel 1. Because on occasion, he just get a little bit silly. And I got tired of it. Well, rip to Heezy for 5 seconds on the timeout as the disc gets taken back by Bean. Bean doing some good work here in the midfield. Really the recipient of a lot of these steals and loose discs. Playing that aggression again. Flatliners doing a good job to get back into the goal. So you have Nate inside there. You have Mango and Randy, Sam Randy over on the barrier, now splitting off into kind of a maybe zone. You can see deep in the midfield here, Boombox retreating finally back into the defense. So numbers advantage or whatever numbers advantage it might have been kind of undone now as Blitz works their offense in with Tall Roberts and Synth attached. Going for a bit of a Joker train there. Now will be reset out, or at least attempted to the Pac-Man, but maybe a miscommunication. Bean still gets it back, but then is stunned by Nate. So Nate gets that clear. And off into, oh no, is that going to be a shot? No, it's going to bounce off the corner. And taken here off the boost, maybe. Got to get rid of it quickly, and they do. And Bean takes it back again. And now is going to maneuver through, what, 2 different defenders in the midfield. That's a deep shot that almost goes in. Wow. Will be rebounded here by Bean, it looks like. And then has a player cutting there from the shoulder. And Crispier Fries going in, kind of 2-on-4. So risky. Dive into the goal there, trying to get through all of that defense. Does not pan out. But that said, Tall Robert gets the rebound, so they're still going to have another go at this one as the defense tries to close in on Bean, and successfully so. So nice job from Sam. And clear it goes again. That's going to be right down the middle, rebounded by Crispy. So Crispier sending that clear. That's intercepted by Mr. Nate now. A lot of this back and forth play, you can see interceptions and steals aplenty. Delivery there, maybe too ambitious on that shot. Granted, had to get rid of it fast because there was a defender at the boot by him, but 2 different goalkeepers and about a, 7-meter shot or so. Going to be an easy save, and that's a difficult one there coming in. A very nice defense from Flatliners, but can they do it twice? Yes, they can. Boom, box, and now they are booming on defense. Looking hot. That was some incredible defensive plays being shown by Flatliners. They're trying to get back now on the stacks, but not quick enough. They do overshoot. Will be Nate with a disc. Has to go to the bow tie now, but it's a very tough angle on that one. Couldn't deliver it, so they're going to have the takeover on the rebound at the trap. Mango now trying to find that pass deep down, but just goes to the barrier instead, and that's where definitely maybe the comms could come through for Flatliners, you know, communicating well before Mango got to the disc exactly where the next pass needed to go, or at least how much time he had. And that's where it kind of became undone for Flatliners. Is just not really being able to find that extra pass on some of these occasions. So with that said, Sam Randy gets that disc and sends it immediately to the midfield, where that gets picked off once more by Bean, and we're right back to where we were again, where it's just Blitz aggressive and now under control, looking for, you know, those passing plays and trying to make something happen here. So Robert with a disc and sending it to the boot area where it will be dove upon by Mango, able to get that pick off pretty easily. Now, fast on the boost, I do like to see that from Flatliners. Their speed has been pretty good here on some of these stacks. It's just the passes. Like, see, even on this occasion where if they had one of those 2 passes over to the left side, that would have been a much easier angle on the 3. But because of, the presumable, rushing and the lack of communication going through there, it will just be another turnover, and that's kind of where they found themselves at the disadvantage for Flatliners, because now giving up a scoring attempt to Blitz, they do not convert, luckily for them, but Blitz is still going to get this back. Another snag there. And now taken here by Tall Robert for the moment. So again, huge compliments to the Flatliners. They're pretty good on these boosts, but really need to find those controlled passes because too many attempts to Blitz is going to get them some goals. And, whereas it could have been a Flatliners lead with just some more comms and passes on the other end, instead it's eventually going to result in Blitz scoring. Now, it took 4.5 minutes, a long scoring drought for both teams, but that's just that's where it's falling apart a little bit. And you can't blame them, of course. Last week of the season, always these streams and pressured situations, and woo, that was interesting. But both teams really trying to press up on every advantage they can get, and it gets crazy sometimes. Echo is a fast-paced game. The amount of decision-making you have to make on a moment-to-moment basis, second-to-second basis, is tremendous at times. But that being said, that's why the comms are so very important. So teams, as they get a nice grab after grab here, defense and offense, that's why teams, teammates, you want to use them as your eyes and ears, essentially. So when you have one person about to grab that disc, you can rely on your teammates to communicate how much time you have and where the next pass should go. Take the decision-making out of the hands of the person who's grabbing the disc. Make them be thinking about less. That way they can be more effective with what's important, which is to say, wrangle that disc and just gain possession, and trying to make sure you're not turning it over to the defense, because it's a lot of brain power being expended on a second-by-second basis. That's it. A great dive. Cutout there from, I think, Crispy. So Mr. Nate goes off of him, will count as a self-goal, essentially, but that was a very crisp pass being shown right on that midfield cutter. There you go. Nothing too fancy, just a straight-up delivery down the center. Like to see it. All right, so launching out now to the tunnel. You have Boombox, and you have Nate attempting to grab it, and does. A nice snag being shown there. Now a bounce attempt down to the root over here, and another bouncer will hit Nate. Nate is going to be contested heavily, gets the rebound, gets the anchor, but no, saved by Bean. A really, really good save there. Great, in fact. That's the second time we've seen these anchor shots saved. One was from Blitz earlier. One was from Flatliners on the anchor attempt. So kind of going both ways. Good to see the defense at play for these two teams. But that said, Boombox is going to drop it off here to Mango. Mango from behind the backboard needs a score. Couldn't find it, unfortunately. Off the wedge will be grabbed by Boombox. And now Boombox going to send it up to the nest. But time is about done. The shot is through, but it's a 3-point match. An advantage to Blitz. And just, unfortunately, no time to come back. And so that's twice in the 2 rounds. It kind of came down to the last minute and a half or so, where really important plays happening. And, well, Blitz was just able to hold on long enough, and enough time was wasted off that clock. So they will take the victory here for Blitz. And good to see, both of these teams coming in on stream today and able to get these last streams of the week and of the regular season in. So 8-5 on that score. And we'll go to the score screen in just a second. But yeah, he's in there in the Twitch chat saying kind of how chaotic that game was and how wild it was at times. And yeah, it kind of was, and you will get those ebbs and flows. You even see it from master teams for that matter. It's not really exclusive to any division, but just the flows of games and sports, right? And sometimes you see it slow down, sometimes you see it speed up. A lot of times you'll see that pace completely switch from round to round, or every few minutes and things like that. But in this case, it was a pretty wild game and aggressive. End to end, there were so many steals and interceptions. I mean, you can see it there on the score screen for that matter, being reflected. But lots of aggressive midfield play was kind of the name of this game. as you can see there. Over on Blitz, they will have 5 points for Bean, 3 saves, 3 steals, and 30 stuns. So a lot of threes going on for Bean, and nice stat line. He had Synth with 1 save, 1 steal, 9 stuns. He had Tall Robert with 2 of everything except for stuns. So 2 points, 2 assists, 2 saves, 2 steals, and then 9 stuns. And then for Crispier Fries, it was 9 points to lead the team and lead the match in scoring, as well as 29 stuns. For Flatliner's side, it was a couple of steals there for Mango. It's Mango, and 25 stuns. He had 4 points for Mr. Nate Bro, 1 assist and 4 steals as well. Sam Randy contributing 5 points, a pair of saves and steals, and then 35 stuns. And then for Boombox 7, it was 1 assist, 5 saves, and 16 stuns. So, yeah, some frantic play, a lot of aggressive and defensive play, as you can see there. But all things considered, pretty close on the overall team stats. But it was just coming down to those last 90 seconds where the execution just wasn't able to be had there on a couple of scoring attempts, and it was enough to get Blitz the narrow wins in both rounds, where it did just come down to those last moments. So that said, that is that match, and the next one is starting pretty much immediately here. So I should be redirecting at this point, shouldn't I? We have, let's see, Carbon versus Wombo Combo, and that's that's up pretty much immediately. So I will be right back. You guys stay tuned. All right, everyone. Welcome back. Sorry for that delay. Seems like it's a running theme for the streams tonight a little bit, but servers trying to find conducive ones to play in game, as well as these two teams. We're looking for some subs and what have you. So, hence the delay, but we're ready to go now at some point. So yes, welcome back to the stream. I'm Palador over on channel 1. We also have a game going on. If you're wondering why I'm on channel 3, probably could have switched to 2 at this point, but I'm here because I just came off another stream and didn't expect to be delayed 15 minutes, so hence why we find ourselves here, but we're good. All is good. All is well. Alright, so that said, welcome back to the stream. See Ryruff in there. Welcome to the chats. And yeah, getting ready to go on Wombo Combo's side. It's Hanavelli, Toki, Lufu, and they have Brennan Cecil coming in as a sub here. Carbon has Angelic Sniper, Skyla subbing in, then Tickle Britches and Jay Devlin. Alright, so on that note, teams have been pinged. I think we're all good to go. So thank you for joining wherever you are. And here, since you waited so long, give you like a slight peek of stuff I've been working on. You might have seen it in the OCE streams yesterday, but hi! That's right. Face cam activated just for this screen. And now I'm going away. Alright, so round 1 about to start now. Both teams filing on in. For Wombo Combo, this will in fact be their final match. On that note, they are, and I got the okay to say it, but yeah, this will be the last match. They will be splitting off after this season, kind of going separate ways. And you know, with so many teams and 1,100 plus players in VRML, I mean, you're gonna see those shifts between seasons and such. So. This will be the final match for, at the very least, Wombo Combo as a team. And seeing if they can go out with a victory. Go out on top here, which has been the case at times. I remember back in Season 1 we had Nebula, a team that I loved watching, and kind of a similar thing. And, you know, you do see this. There was another team as well, I can't remember, towards the end of Season 1 now. But it happens. That shot, that's going to happen. And when it's being shot by that guy right there, you know it's going to be money. An awful lot of the time. High percentage shooter. And very, very talented striker is Skyla. So nice one to start it off there. That being said, I do actually have that face cam stuff for timeouts as well. I got some timeout music in there, as well as the stats being shown on timeouts now. A lot of little things trying to add here late in the season and whatnot to improve the quality of life. But that said, they're going to try and improve their scoring here with Skyla going up, but right on under to the rebounded hands of Jay Devlin. And Jay Devlin getting that score right through off of the cleanup. So good second chance points. Always love to see that.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
But continuing off now into this first round. First couple of scores going the way of Carbon. And Lufu trying to send it out to Brennan Cecil. So Brennan over to that side, the Pac-Man, where we'll just take a rough bounce. It was almost there on that pass, but just a little bit off. That said, no worries, because Lufu is there for the take-back. So Lufu walking it up the floor, recognizing the pass up there at the ceiling. Hanavelli with that disc and going to send it right back towards that trench area, the midfield, where it has a couple players. A handoff there, again, the right intention, a little bit off on the pass, but still going to get that one is Toki. Toki being stunned out, and now sending it over to the other lane, the sidewall, and will be grabbed by Devlin. But that said, Brennan Cecil's there. Hanavelli is there. And now floating through the air, one more pass attempt, but just another slightly missed catch off of these ones. So putting in the right ideas is Wombo Combo, but just a little bit slow to the start, perhaps warming up still. You know, as is often the case on streams, and especially when there were the server changes and things like that going on. prior to this match and delaying a little bit. So you never know. The teams could have been a bit iced off the warm-ups that they initially had. And so sometimes it'll take a minute or two. That being said, just another one going to be miscaught, sending it towards that bouncer on the ceiling. Lufu's still going to get that back, so full credit to Wombo Combo. They are getting this disc back multiple times, even though some of the passes are a bit off. I expect that to change soon, because we've seen this team as they go for a very nice shot from Brennan, walking it in off a light bunny hop over the defense. But we've seen Wombo Combo in recent weeks. I mean, plenty of times on stream. We've seen them in Oculus venues a couple times as well. So we've seen them. We know their talent level. They put on some great matches and some good shows over the course of Season 2. I would expect them to perform quite well. And they do. There's Toki with the take and the make. And more importantly, the tie. It's 5-5. And just like that, we're back in it. Although, that being said, a crash, it seems, from Carbon's side of things. And, well, I guess that gives me the opportunity now to actually utilize the timeout button properly. Pull up the stats for you, all nice and easy, just like that. And look at this. I can even pull in the Pallycam once again. Hi. Good to see you guys. So, that said, taking a look at the current stats, I mean, it's a lot of back and forth jostling, not too much to really go by, you know. A couple points for Devlin, Skylar with 3, and then 3 for Toki, and Brennan Cecil as well with a pair of points, subbing in. We've seen Brennan a ton over the last few weeks, kind of becoming the renowned sub here in the latter half of the season, at least for the games I've streamed, because he's just been in a ton of them. But good to see Brennan as always. Once upon a time, we were almost teammates for the very first Discord Cup way back in 2017, September, October, something like that. But that Discord Cup got delayed a bit, and then ESL started early September of 2017, and we all know the history with that. Oh, Mosquito, hi. But anyway, yeah, so it's still good to see Brennan here around, as always. And at this point, just let's see. I mean, we got the return of Angelic Sniper, so timeout maybe about to be over. Who knows? But still the first round. Still got some time. About halfway through it, 5 minutes or so. 5:14 is what they got currently on the clock, and all tied up. All tied up. Excuse me. I need to drink some of my favorite Carbon-aided beverage of choice. Non-sponsored, of course. So I guess I better cover the logos. Ah, yes. There's the pep in my step. All right, so that said, the Wombo Combo side has readied up. Just waiting on Carbon. They do have a few minutes left in the timeout if they're trying to utilize the full one. So not sure about what's going on with that, but we'll bear through it. We will bear through it. In the meantime, just checking in a little bit what's going on the other channel here. Let's see. Because we've got Team Joker playing against Frostbite. It's the second match for Joker tonight. Currently in the first round, about to end. It looks like 1 minute left, but a 9-point advantage for Joker, 18-9. Separate note, Game, as we continue this game, Game from Team Joker in that match versus Project Mayhem scored 46 points. That is a new record. By the way, I'm out of here. But that said, he scored a new point total record in 2 rounds at that, 46. So he beat Ender's record from way back in preseason 1 as a false alarm because of the disc in the wrong place. But yeah, that record was initially set. You might have seen it in the pre-show back in season 1 by Ender. It wasn't actually saved. That broadcast kind of got lost because it was streamed on this channel, Channel 3 at the time. And it was the first time we had streamed on that channel, and we, like amateurs, forgot to turn on the VOD saving. But that was, yeah, back in November. And, well, now that game being lost to Game now for Joker, who claims that scoring record in what was just an incredible effort there about an hour and a half ago or so for Team Joker. And if Strembitsky and his math is correct there, he was casting with Dimwee, about 60% of Game's goals were also unassisted for that matter, which is ridiculous. I mean, his teammates on Joker were doing a good job to feed him. They even had a sub and isolate there hopping in. But Game just finding score after score after score for 2 straight rounds. Very, very impressive. So that scorecard is going to be needing updating on that pre-show scene at some point, not too long from now. But all right, so not sure what the pause is this time. Haven't gotten anything in the chat that I can see or any DMs or anything like that. So for the moment, just heading off, or continuing on, I should say, with I guess a timeout. I was under the impression that the reset that had just happened was just because the disc was in the wrong place, so not really a timeout. But now we're just we're hanging out apparently. Hopefully not for overly long, because there is another match happening here about, well, still half an hour away. So, but yeah, final match of the night that I'll be casting will be Baked versus, let me see, so many matches I keep, it's hard to keep track, but Baked versus Corrupt, that's right. So, we'll have stuff for you. That said, I think the round now about to finally continue, so here we go. Still the first round. Bit of a delayed start, 15, 16 minutes late. Figuring out servers and rosters and such, but we're good. Winding down this regular season, so here we go again. Back to the launch. Now Tickled Britches QBing and sending it over to Devlin. A miss grab there. We'll get a turnover, favoring here Lufu. Now sending it over to Brennan, but losing it to a couple defenders at the wall. A lot of stuns, so wall-to-wall stunning. And now trying to get back to the goal in time to defend this for Wombo Combo. But all tied up here. Still a lot of time to spare. Apparently it's 6 minutes plus on the board. So will be a great grab. Lufu putting on the save display. But Tickled Britches finding a Jay Devlin. And now a passing display. Look at that clinic being ran. Midfield over to one corner of the bubble. And then right back to the other. Some nice setups there to get themselves a pretty good goal. And once more going favor of Skyla here, who, as mentioned, he will strike hot and make points out of thin air appear, it seems, at times. So anytime you can get him assisted goals like that, even better. Because otherwise he's a player who can definitely get it done in his own right, especially as much as anyone from the long range, a sharp shooter. So Tickled Britches has been shown to be a sharp defender. We've seen some amazing saves from Tickled Britches in the games that I've streamed of his this season. Of course, another very, very long-time player. A lot of veterans up in here. Honestly, even though these two teams are semi-rookie teams, I mean, between the two subs and Brenna and Skyla, and well, there's Skyla once again on that note, assisted by Tickled Britches. Yeah, we've got a lot of, 2 to 3 year veteran players here in this match. Hanavelli, one of the OGs of Echo, back in the original beta for the PC in 2017 in June. We have Brennan, same thing. We have Skyla and Tickled Britches, same thing, or at least close. I'm not positive if they, both Skyla and Tickled Britches were around at... no, Tickled Britches definitely was around in the beta for PC. Skyla is the only one I'm not sure about, but I know he was there since 2017, regardless. So good to see familiar faces along with some, newer, some rookie faces. When you have Toki and Lufu and Jay Devlin, Angelic Sniper, those are the players new to me. And it's fantastic to see that great mix in the rosters here in the season. That said, Toki is going to be stunned, looking for a drive into the goal, but the nest a bit too congested there, and a lot of defense all up in the way. For the clear now, it's going to be taken by Lufu, so more midfield play by Lufu, as well as the goalkeeping, just showing a very sturdy defender there. And great positioning. There's Brennan with again, a bit of a bunny hop over the defense. Does it once, can't do it twice. So just a straight-up stun by Jay Devlin, kind of spearing him there in the midline as he drove past the bow tie. So with this stack, Carbon is looking to increase their lead. They do, absolutely. Tickled Britches, without any hitches, brings it back to 11, or up to 11 on the score sheet. 3 minutes left, 5 points for Wombo Combo, who's now at the joust. Needing to find some points here very, very soon if they want to come back. Doesn't really need to be a 3 or anything like that, but they do want something going here to start building that steam. So Lufu trying to juggle that disc long enough to find a pass, and he actually did find Toki, and Toki's going to send that off to the midfield. No one there, though, initially, but diving in. I was just blind. Brennan Cecil, he's right there, dodging some more. Has some passes to either side, one at the backboard, one right underneath. Nice stun by Toki, but the problem with that is Brennan maybe not expecting it or not being communicated with, so didn't pass it to anyone, but still, a rebound will be had. Some short-range boosts now. Brennan taking that disc away and looking for a reset to the back line. And there we go. It's Lufu now bringing it up the floor, eyeing that crossover. It's going to bounce kind of right between his two teammates and towards Carbon's defense. So Carbon takes it right back, sends it deep through the midfield. And now just once more, the game of boosts. And first to it is Toki with at least a couple seconds to spare before needing to clear it. And the clear is also on through. Now Tickle Britches passes it to Skyla. Skyla eyeing down the deep pass to Devlin. And Devlin just missing the handles there as a attempted clears out, but should be retained, looks like, by... oh, I take it back. Nope, no I don't. Carbon with the disc. Kind of sailing everywhere. So this pacing a little bit frantic now. Teams not able to find their passes or their clears. A lot of this just back and forth action, as you can see here once again. Going right back the way of Carbon. They're very, very fast on that approach now. And they keep getting the recoveries, it seems, every time that Wombo Combo is trying to clear. But that said, a clear once more is going to be picked by Tickle Britches and continuing that trend for now. Some aggressive defense now diving out of the bubble here for Wombo Combo. They're going to be able to get that disc back for just a second, and that is good enough for the clear. So nice job recognizing that tunnel was exposed. They're going to go for that three-man chain on Carbon's side, but still forced into the rush clear thanks to Brennan Cecil there. Really forcing their hands. And that said, using his hands to catch that disc and try and throw one over to the pass, but didn't find the connection. So Brennan now just looking for Lufu on the stacks. And likewise for Carbon, unable to find their stacks fast enough that time. So that allows Wombo Combo to work it up the floor. Another dodge here. Hunavelli sending it down low to Brennan Cecil. Now he's going to work it into the bubble. The defense starting to recover. Will it matter? Oh no! I'm not sure what happened there. I got frozen out and couldn't let go of the disc or just didn't want to. I'm really not confident what exactly happened. He's going to have another shot at this, though. Still in the mix, but getting mixed up and tangled by the defense. So Skyla sending it through. Now, that last goal attempt would have really been consequential towards the results of this round anyway, but that was still just odd. I'm not sure if maybe Brennan thought it was a guaranteed steal or a stun and was caught by surprise when he wasn't stopped by the time he reached the goal. I've done that once or twice before. Where it's like, oh, wait, I have the disc still. But just not super common. That said, Carbon will take this first round victory, 11 points to 5. And we do have a drop this time on Wombo Combo's side, so I might be expecting a timeout of sorts here. Extended timeout. We'll see how fast they can rejoin between the rounds. But yeah, round 1 is in the books now. And again, Wombo Combo on Orange side, this is their last match of the season, of any season, as they will be splitting apart to greener pastures, perhaps, after this, as I was informed before the stream. So, you know, credit to them for coming in here and still competing hard and looking to close us out. They weren't able to get the first round win, but still staying in it and still, you know, prioritizing the passes, even though not all of them connected. They are still going for the right moves. Good. You know, positioning there in the midfield and the goal line from Lufu we saw, trying to work up, you know, the resets and then get the offense going that way. I mean, they were doing a lot of the right things, which, as I said, is par for course for Wombo Combo. Very talented group of players here on this team. But yeah, so current intermission of sorts as we await maybe the return of one of the players. We have Brennan with 2 points, 1 steal, 8 stuns in the first round. Lufu there with 1 assist, and then Toki with 3 points, steal and a stun, and Hunavelli with 4 stuns. I feel like these stats might have gotten messed up. I'm pretty sure they did it, actually. This is probably from the first reset. That is one glitch of sorts I've noticed. If you get multiple resets in a row, it tends to bug out the stat puller. I'm pretty sure that's what happened, so unfortunate. But yeah, I was thinking those stats look pretty low considering. But yeah, that's basically the first 4 minutes worth of stats. Otherwise, we shall have to restart the stat puller, and well, now those stats are lost to the void. But it's okay. Could be worse. But yeah, nonetheless, I can get a look at some of those highlights as well on the screen and take a look at how that's going against Skyla coming in as a sub. Seen him a handful of times as well in recent weeks, and not as much as Brennan, but we've seen him. And always putting up some impressive scoring efforts for sure. And checking in also, just a second, with the next channel. Or the first channel, that is, where Frostbite and Joker were playing. And just taking a look, I got about 60 viewers all up in there. But yeah, we've got, what, 12 points for Joker in round 2 currently. Took the first round by, I'm not sure how much exactly. When I last checked, Joker was ahead by 18-9 with 1 minute left in the first round. But now it's round 2, 4 minutes left, and they're ahead in a shutout, 12-0 at the moment. So still 4 minutes for Frostbite to maybe make a comeback here. Channel 1. We shall see if that's the case or not. But Team Joker definitely looking to close out the season strong, going into the postseason very, very soon. And then once more also after this match on Channel 1, assuming there's no significant delays anyways, I should have for you that match between Corrupt and Baked to close out the Americas matches for the evening, as well as a little later on, which is to say midnight my time, Pacific, we'll have Leviathan and Mozzies on stream, it would seem. So that's an OCE region game. Always fun to get those in, however. So looking forward to it. Now over here in this match, Wombo Combo Carbon, we have Ryruff back in the game, in the server. So full 4 are back in full force for Wombo and Carbon. And looking like the readies up are about to go. We got at least one ready. I'm not sure who did it, but either or. Alright, sorry about that. I'm back now and ready for the second round about to start. So, Wombo Combo launching off here on orange still, and Carbon over on blue. They've got all the players back in the game and they're ready to go. Wombo Combo's last round potentially if they can't force a round 3, so hoping for them they can get this act together here, start executing, completing the passes because they were making the right moves, and maybe force this round 3. We'll see. So far, looking good for it. So Brendan Cecil, he floors it for the first couple points now in the second round. Didn't take all too long, 20 seconds. Wombo Combo lost that joust initially, but then just recovered and got it right back, and good to see. Would love to see a third round here unfold for the final match between these two teams, in the final match ever for Wombo. For Carbon, they've been also an impressive team this season for sure. Haven't been able to stream them as much as I wanted to in the latter half of the season, but every time I have seen them, they've put on some very entertaining games and great efforts. Hence why they're coming in the gold division. They have a 10-8 record right now, so 2 more wins than losses. Coming off, kind of trading off between the weeks in wins and losses, really, so fairly even. They had a win against Universe 7 last, then Mean Cuisine they lost versus them. They had a win versus Blitz and a loss versus Worst. So, yeah, just trying to find, maybe a couple wins in a row here to end the season if they can, and just improve that record ever more. And for Wombo Combo, trying to once again end their span as a team on top if they can. They have dropped the last 3 matches. Right now, they're just going to drop a 2-point shot attempt, but instead getting dropped with a punch was Toki, and Skyla ducking through with a disc. Just checking behind to make sure they left them in the dust, and at least long enough to get the clear. They have Tickle Britches boosting right down the field, but doesn't matter because take back by Lufu's there, but Lufu has it picked off by Skyla. Skyla with that open 3, like I said, ding or not, that is a made shot, and they're up by 1 on Carbon. So good hit from Skyla, 16 meters out, only 11 meters per second there, although some speed might have been taken off since it kind of dinged at the same time, but either or, a nice hit. But yeah, for Wombo Combo here, launching out, they've dropped 3 in a row. Prior to that, they won a couple in a row. So just trying to find that momentum now here in the second round if they can. Toki looking for the deep fling, but there was a defender in the way. Perhaps didn't see them. And Skyla right back to the bow tie. Bothered pretty good by Toki on defense. Oh no, the ankle breaker though. Getting it through the layers, but not through Lu. Lufu showing that he knows what to do, and going right back to Devlin though for Carbon, so another scoring attempt maybe as they start picking up the speed and the aggression. There's Skyla, another stop from Lufu! My goodness, what a big series of plays from Lufu. These are not easy grabs, these are short range saves. Fantastic, phenomenal even. Love that defense, especially as someone who's never that good of a goalkeeper. It's just all the more impressive when you see people getting saves against some legitimately fantastically talented offensive players. That is not easy, and to do it twice in a row, that is big for Wombo Combo. So I'm really anxious to see now if they can start translating this into some offense, because that's where it's getting lost. You know, they are going for some great resets and, you know, defending pretty well overall. It's just once it gets into the blue side of the floor, Wombo Combo hasn't been able to really break through and chain together too many passes. That's the only place where it's lost. That said, trying to lose that disc into Lu. It goes off of him. So almost a save again, perhaps, but just denied. And that's 5 points for Carbon now as a result. Ahead by 3 overall. Still 6 minutes to spare. Now, Wombo Combo back at the joust and seeing if they can string together some offense now on this launch. So Brennan will take it back and just dodging through, something Brennan is very much known for years now, just being very slippery on offense. Got to be careful because he will juke out the best of them oftentimes. So Ride Rough here, some good defense, along with Toki at the nest, just cutting off those passing lanes. They're going for these stacks, but as you can see, Carbon well prepared for it. The deep pass is going to miss the hands of Devlin, so this is going to enable Lufu the grab, but that said, throws it off his teammate, and now throws it right to Devlin. I'm not even sure if he was looking so much as just holding auto grab, but either or, nice grab, and unfortunately not the same results on the conversion, so we'll be lost again here to Toki. Toki anchoring off and trying to look for the lanes, but I like that. Smart. You know, see so much aggression coming in. It could have been an easy thing to just go for a rushed clear, but instead, Wombo Combo and Toki, they looked for the pass. Notice that they had, you know, the lateral pass available, then the back pass there. But see, now going for the clear, and that's when you get those results. A little bit tougher, had nowhere to go. So the angle being taken from Skyla, trying for an anchor shot at the top corner, but just missing on that placement. But you can see the intention of Skyla, definitely trying to evade Lufu's hands because Lufu's been tremendous there inside the goal. And now Brennan Cecil with a nice cutoff there in the midfield. So teams roaming to the other side, but once more just kind of killing them with some backline pressure now. A lot of these takebacks by Carbon, very much a reality. Brennan with the disc and noticing the defense is starting to approach, so has to be careful and just looking for the pass off. And I like that, Brennan handling the disc just an extra second or two, waiting for the defense to approach to maybe give them a good chance at the angle, and they will get the goal. Right, Rough. Very smooth on the pass and fantastic on the finish. It's a 1-point match. Still in round 2 here. Now, first one was taken by Carbon, 11-5. 4 minutes remaining in this round to make something happen. Now, Wombo Combo trying to force this third round, and you know, Carbon playing very well on these recoveries and multiple attempts. I'm glad to see Wombo Combo score, though, especially after their team plays so much good defensive there in the midfield and in the bubble. You do want to see them get rewarded by being able to score, right? And start getting that blood flowing again. That said, Jade, Devlin, and Carbon, they've been flowing for much of this series so far. That's another score for them, and they're back up by 3. Sorry, Carbon launching out defensively here. Wombo combo now with Brennan just holding on to it maybe a little too long. That is a very, very unfortunate turnover there, especially to a guy like Skylar once again. And that said, kind of a walk-in goal, but tough to give that up to any kind of a strong striker like that. And yeah, just trying to press the advantage, and that's kind of the tough thing about dealing with stacks is that you don't want to hold on to it so long that you get it stolen, but you also don't want to hold on to it for so short of a time that you just allow the stack to get basically free range over where they go and where they dive out on. So that's definitely the intention there from Brendan holding on to it for that long, is just trying to force the stack close enough to him that he can interfere and break them up. That said, there's Brennan. He somehow came through that scrum with a disc. A lot of stuns in there and steals, but he came away with a goal and brings it back to a 4-point differential. They're still down, but they are not out, at least not for another 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Carbon, they need to close out here and maintain control. If they can work it up into the orange side of the floor and not get rid of it too early, or not have turnovers like that happen, it's all about control for Carbon. But that said, if Brennan can get control of this disc, he'll have the angle. A bit of a tough shot, though. Was unable to gather that disc fast enough. He'll still be there at the bottom of the floor, and full credit his teammates recognizing him. So nice delivery from Toki to Brennan. And even though it took a couple extra seconds, they were still able to score fairly fast into that last joust, only 20 seconds in. So brings it back within 2, and that's a good hit and a very significant one in the context of this match and the results. So Wombo combo back within 2, and as I said in the last joust, Carbon, the name of this game now with 1 minute left, 1 minute 15 seconds, is control. They do not want that where they turn it over again, because this is where the momentum shifts occur. This is where you start allowing a team those open windows, and especially when it's going to the same player. Brennan again, because he's starting to catch some fire, but that said, firing off on the stuns. Toki getting dropped by Skyla, it looks like. So Skyla going for that long heave into the other end, looking for that bounce, and will be taken back now by maybe Wombo combo if they don't overshoot, and they do get there on time. So a clear down the right lane, and that's going to bounce directly, right past the hands of Wombo. That could have been a great grab and given them the opportunity to maybe bring this back late, but unfortunately for them, losing the disc out once more, so that's going to be more time expended off the clock. They have 33 seconds left. So if Wombo combo wants to see a third round, they need to get this disc back now, and they need to score soon. 23 seconds left. There's the disc. At this point, they need to dive out of goal. For Lufu, they need to find a stack and not even bother hanging back anymore, because they need to be up front there with some passes and with some scores if they want a chance. But unfortunately, the chance is not there. The chance is lost. Skyla finds the disc, walks it in, and as it's slung out of there by Toki, it's stunned out, and will be the game to Carbon in round 2. So that will conclude this game, and the victory going the way of Carbon in a sweep. Very, very close in round 2. I think just clock management there at the end was the enemy of Wombo combo. Causing some turnovers, starting to build that speed, but just, once the clock started hitting those last 30 seconds, they needed to start finding their boost and just forget about the goal completely. Get some double stack defense and start pressuring Carbon hard, because worst case scenario, Carbon has an open 3 and they score it, sure, but that was going to, either way, it would have been a win, right? As opposed to just kind of hanging back and not being aggressive enough, and then just allowing them to win by 2, basically. So definitely needed some more pressure there. But Carbon was able to hang on just by the skin of their teeth, whatever that means. And yeah, take that round. So with that, it was 10-8. Well, let me fix that. 10-8 here in round 2, and yeah, Carbon will improve their record now and just draw it a little bit closer, or a little bit better into that win territory with 11 wins on the season. So very nice for them. 8 losses. Wombo combo, that will be their last match. They're unable to complete it on a victory, unfortunately, but still, like I said, enjoyable team to watch. There were some very great mechanics and fundamentals being shown there, on the passes. I think they just couldn't find their foothold. The execution was a bit off, but they were going for the right moves a lot of the time. Towards the end of the round there, you saw them start to pick up some of that steam and looking good, but just couldn't quite get it done. On the whole, still a successful season for Wombo Combo. The players impressing, whether on stream here during the weeklies or whether during the venues events, where they made an appearance at least a couple times. Very fun team to watch. You know, a mix between rookies and veterans on this team. And even though they will be splitting off now for different teams going into next season, perhaps, it's still wishing all of them luck. And same for Carbon as well. Happy to get all these teams streamed here and looking forward to whatever the future holds for all the players involved in this match. So with that said, I do have another match coming up there on Channel 1 pretty soon. And that will be Baked facing off against Corrupt. So stay tuned for that along the way, but I'm going to end this stream here and prepare for the final American matchup of the night. So thanks for tuning in. I've been Palador. This has been VRML Week 10 of Season 2. And be happy, healthy, safe, and I'll see you again real soon.